God. Ask God.
Hey, Scott, I love your podcast. I've been listening for the last few months. I probably listened to all of your episodes already, and just craving to get the next one. So I have a question for you. I've been looking, scanning all the products one by one, different categories in Amazon, looking for the perfect product as you described it. Easy to ship, lightweight, in a special niche category, and so on. But I have not been able to find many products with 100 or less reviews, or something close to that range with enough volume. What's your opinion on products with slightly higher reviews, such as, 200, 300, 400s? I know probably that will require some deeper pockets than just maybe a $500 or $1,000 investment. What is your opinion on those products? Would it be reasonable to start with one of those products? So far, I've only been able to find one. It's already been ordered, and I expected to receive it in the next couple of days. But I really want to find 3 or 4 more products to go through that process. All right. Hope you will get to this question. Thank you.
Hey, Samuel. And I know your name because you left it in the email, but not in the question. But that's okay. That's cool. But Samuel, thank you so much for the question. And then, guys, if you do ask a question, please leave your first name. I would love to be able to address you personally. Okay, so this is a great question. The thing is, I think you might be a little misunderstood as far as what I have said in the past. I look for, yes, if I can find products that are selling and they only have 100 reviews, that's beautiful. Like, boom, like that's awesome. Okay. The thing is, that's not that easy, okay? They are out there, but they're not as easy. Here's the thing. You might find in the top 10, when we're looking at depth in the market again, right? We're looking at depth in the market. We're definitely looking at the top 10, maybe the top 7, maybe the top 16, okay? There might be some in there that are selling well, but they have 500 reviews. We might have some that have 75 reviews, right? So I'm going to look at all of that data. I'm not going to just rule it out because there's 3 sellers in there that have 500 reviews and I'm just not going to compete now, right? I look at, again, the depth and where can I find a spot in those 10 that's still selling 10 a day that I can still get in there, right? How can I compete with what they're doing and just do a better job? Okay, so maybe that was a misunderstanding somewhere along the line of one of these episodes, but yes, if you can find it where it's got 100 reviews and everyone has 100 or less reviews, that's easier to compete with, right? Because now you're not competing against, a ton of reviews. But I would say that would not rule it out for me, okay? I've actually had some that they have 800 reviews, but there's some that have 200 reviews or 175 reviews, and I'll still be interested in going into or selling a product like that, okay? So don't let that discourage you. Don't let that make it so that's a product you won't sell. But if you can find that, that's better, because then you know that you can do a better job, by getting, or it's going to be easier and to do a better job and get reviews and to compete better. And you'll just also be aware that you don't need a ton of reviews to get sales, because if people are selling, let's say 20 a day and they only have 50 reviews or something, then that's like pretty good, right? You're like, oh, that's great. Now, the other thing I would say there, though, is make sure that you do your validation there as far as the product, because you don't want to have those numbers like in Jungle Scout say, that it's a great product because of the numbers, but then you go, well, wait a minute here. After I do my validation process, they just ran some promos. So now they run promos, and let's say that it showed that they had 20 sales a day and they only had 50 reviews, but they're on page 1. That's probably because they did a big, massive promo. Okay. So if you guys missed that episode too, that's episode 189. I actually take you through a video walkthrough of kind of what I do to kind of really validate the numbers. Again, that's 189. I'll put that in the show notes to this episode. The show notes page will be theamazingseller.com/241. And that you can get the transcripts and the links and all that stuff. But the direct episode, and the title of that episode was Product Research Validation, the Full Workflow, Reduce the Risk. And that's episode 189. So that'd be theamazingseller.com/189. All right. So definitely, I would not be discouraged if I found that the sellers had more than 200 reviews, 300 reviews. It's just a matter of, how how well are they selling with less reviews? That's really what it comes down to. So hopefully that clears it up for you. Sounds like you're still moving ahead, which is good. So congratulations on that. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.